How's it going, everybody? I am your host, the Carolina Collector. Before I begin, I want to say thank you so much to each and every single one of you for helping to make this channel possible. I really appreciate it. If you like what you see and you enjoy the content, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. Smash that like button, comment in the comments section below, and hit the bell to receive notifications. Also, I have an eBay store called the Carolina Collector 001. The link is in the description box of each and every video and short that I upload here on YouTube. Thank you to everybody that has purchased sports cards and other items off of me recently. I deeply appreciate it, and that's what we're going to talk about right now in this video. Forgive me if I sound tired. I am weather beaten. The last couple days I've been sitting outside soaking in this wonderful fall air. Of course, the usual suspects have to be orbiting around me sometimes, and the big boss lady came outside this time and said, "Who's got open containers out there?" And I'm like, not this guy. I actually immediately took a photo of one of my sugar-free Monsters and one of the sugar-free Gatorades I had and sent it right to the office. I'm like, nope, not me. I'm not part of this. I can't stop people from approaching me and walking up to me, but I'm not going to be lumped into the same category as other people. I just want peace in my life. I don't want any more of this nonsense. I'm done with all this stuff. I keep a mass card for my father with me. I take my little stereo, a little fold-up table, a fold-up chair, and all that good stuff and sit outside by myself. And let me tell you, it's been so therapeutic and so relaxing to have that weather beating down on you all day long, especially that nice warm fall sun. It peaked at like 70 degrees today or 78 degrees or something like that. It was pretty warm today. And then as soon as that sun, went over the horizon, oh man, the temperature dropped real quick. My apartment is warm, so I have to keep my door open. I live in a middle apartment, so it holds its heat really well, but sometimes it gets really hot in here. So I got to let that fresh air circulate. But anyway, I'm babbling on here, but I came across this idea from my eBay store. Now, I've been doing this for a little more than a year and a half at this point, and I've noticed a trend, not just with my eBay store, but with the sports card hobby in general. And it's just like anything in life. When people lose interest in things will sit around, unfortunately. And a big example of that with my eBay store are those 2023 Topps Chrome Lids Mitchell and Ness cards. I opened up hundreds of those packs. And I think with the exception of this Gunnar Henderson, which is for sale right now over at my eBay store, I have the Corbin Carroll red out of 10, the red out of 5 SGC 10, just like that one. Otherwise, all the parallels and all that stuff went bye-bye, except for that one that you just saw and the one that's in my PC. And the reason I decided to sell this one is because Gunnar Henderson, unfortunately, has not had a good season. He's been talking a lot of smack to the media, leaving people wondering, is he coming? Is he going? Is he staying? What's he doing? He's been very critical of the Orioles, so, plus he's been injured and like all this kind of weird stuff has been going on with him. The Orioles did really shitty this year, so, not only am I selling off his stuff, but I've sold off a lot of my Jackson Holiday stuff and a lot of my Adley Rutschman stuff because the Orioles just tanked. But with that being said, a lot of my cards over at my eBay store have just been sitting and sitting and sitting and sitting for weeks, and in some cases months. They haven't budged. Last year, that's all I sold was Topps Chrome Mitchell and Ness cards, and this year that's not the case. I've sold a wide variety of stuff. As I've opened wax here on the channel, I've been selling off a lot of the things that I'm not collecting, and I still got boxes of stuff that I need to sell, but the problem is the older cards are just taking up room over at my eBay store. Not to insult my audience or anything like that, but honestly, it's either people don't have the attention span to sit and go through 500 sports card listings, or they just choose not to, and they look at such a big number and they're like, yeah, no thank you. And most of that stuff, like I said, is either out of demand or people have no interest or whatever it is. So how do I move inventory if there's no interest with this stuff? So I'm doing a little bit of an experiment, and I've already seen it's yielding results. Now, recently, I've gone back to some listings, and depending on the price of the card, I've been listing things at either 99 cents for auction. If the card, I believe, is going to make more than 20 bucks, I'd start the auction off at 20 bucks, or if it's a jersey, what have you. So I'm kind of going with that philosophy again. I just relisted 3 jerseys, a New York Giants Daniel Jones Nike Vapor Elite jersey, which ran me like, I think with Fanatics bucks or whatever you call them, I didn't pay the $400 price tag. I paid like 300 and change or something like that. I got a really good discount on it. But Jones is no longer a part of the Giants, and it's too big on me, so why keep something I'm not going to use or wear? Let somebody out there enjoy it. I already tried listing it, and I threw a couple offers to potential buyers. Nobody bit. So what that tells me is that, because Daniel Jones now plays for the Colts, and the Giants, again, blew another game against the Denver Broncos. I can see what's going to happen. It's going to take me a while to sell this jersey, so it's forced me to relist that listing as an auction starting at $20. I know I'm not going to get what I paid for it. It's just like the Anthony Volpe Elite jersey I sold over at my eBay store. That was a $400 Fanatics jersey, and I only got chump change for it because Volpe has just tanked also. So, just like his red out of 5 Topps Chrome Lids Mitchell and Ness card from 2023. It was an SGC 9.5. I didn't get even close to what I wanted for it. So, that's just how the cookie crumbles. And I got a feeling that's what's going to happen with this too. But I have relisted 3 jerseys starting at $20. 2 of them are Bayern Munich jerseys. One's a New York Giants jersey. So the one Bayern Munich jersey immediately got a bid as soon as I relisted it as a $20 bid to start. And I went back to my older listings. I think there's at least 30 of them. And this is why I got a headache today. My God. As a matter of fact, I got me my Monster energy drink, sugar-free. And by the way, go fuck yourselves to those that have all of a sudden started criticizing me. I clearly said sugar-free. 0 sugar. Am I not speaking the same English that the rest of you are? Am I speaking like Melmac or Vulcan or something? Like the Tasmanian devil language. God, people are dumb. My English, sometimes I stumble, sometimes I stutter, sometimes I screw up. I don't rehearse my videos or script anything. But I clearly say in my videos, everything I drink is sugar-free. Yet 1 or 2 idiots came out and were like, oh, look out, you're going to die from drinking that. Life is about risk, folks. This is my vice. I don't drink coffee. I drink 0 sugar drinks, just like this. So, in celebration of idiots that are out there that don't know how to live a little bit, ignorance is bliss, isn't it? Isn't ignorance bliss? Here's to you, 0 fun jerk-offs that are out there. Well, it's a little fuzzy, kind of like a beer, but have a little fun. God damn it. Anyway, with that being said, and I love rubbing things like this in people's faces because, if I say something sugar-free, it's fucking sugar-free. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, like Sigmund Freud would say. Sugar-free, 0 sugar, idiots. Anyway, so I've gone back to my oldest listings, plus some recent listings just to dip my toes in the water to see how this works out. I've started a lot of my new auctions at 1 cent, 1 penny plus shipping. We'll see how this turns out. I'm already seeing results with that as well. Certain people are watching those listings already. One of them already has a bid. I got a feeling that this is really going to pick up. But I've only done like 30 listings. I got a headache from sitting outside, staring at my phone, out in the bright sun. Plus, the reading glasses I use, I think, are 1.50 or something like that. And they're meant for blue light. You can actually see if I turn them, it actually reflects all the blue light away from my eyes. But unfortunately, it's just there staring at my phone and staring at my phone. I tend to get a lot of eye strain sometimes. Running an eBay business, a lot of that stuff you have to do either on the computer or on the phone. But regardless and despite that, I'm kind of modifying the way I sell my sports cards from my eBay store. So a lot of my newest auctions, if you go through like the newly listed stuff over at my eBay store, you're going to see all new auctions starting at $0.01. And we'll take it from there. See how it works out. If I get enough interest and I get enough bids and enough buyers, then I'll go back and see what I do with the rest of my stuff. But for right now, I want to keep it low key because, like I said, sitting there, pardon me, on my phone, staring at the phone all day and staring at my TV, my TV screen, because I got my PC hooked up to my TV. It gives me a headache doing that all day. I need a timeout once in a while. Man, this thing's giving me hiccups like crazy. Uh-oh, I'm dying. Look out. Maybe the trolls were right. Oop, there we go. Excuse me, folks. You got to have a little fun with this stuff sometimes, man. It can't always be serious because a lot of the sports card hobby lately has been so negative, and I'm trying to have a little fun with it, and sometimes you kind of have to poke and tease a little bit just to, try to get people to smile and laugh and, whatever it takes. But anyway, let's see what happens with this little experiment of mine. I mean, I had repeat customers come back over the past couple days buying cards. I got a whole bunch of orders out again today, so they should be on their way soon from the post office. So thank you to everybody that's been picking up stuff off of me and off of my eBay store. Again, forgive me, I'm dead tired, folks. That's why I need an injection of caffeine here, sugar-free. But again, a lot of my latest listings as of today, and I think I did some last night as well, are all at 1 cent plus shipping for each card. So go check that out. Of course, I combine shipping and everything like that. I do my best to, combine all my orders together. If I've had several customers order multiple cards off of me, I try to get everything into one order and then refund the difference in the shipping. Should they overpay, I always refund the difference whenever the opportunity comes up. So thank you to my repeat customers and all my new ones and all my potential ones. I'm having a lot of fun doing this stuff. I'm taking the time to myself to sit outside and get away from the riffraff and the nonsense and focus on me. It sucks sometimes being by yourself, but, with times like this, with people that are out there that just don't give a damn about you or themselves, they don't care how much trouble they get into. See, I don't have a social worker to turn to. I have to turn to me. And a lot of these people, unfortunately, because of the nature of who they are, they can turn to their social workers, and their social workers will get attorneys involved. See, I don't have that luxury. I got to be careful what I do. That's why a lot of people do the, fuckery that they do around here, because they simply don't give a shit because they know somebody's got their back. It's like assholes in New York that throw trash over their shoulder or put coffee cups up on window ledges and on the barricades next to fire hydrants, and on top of them 4-inch galvanized pieces of pipe, because they know the sanitation department is going to come and clean it up behind them. So they get lazy and they do that sort of thing, and they don't care. Oh, somebody will pick it up. Somebody will pick it up from me. I hate that mindset. That's kind of what happened today a little bit. But anyway, I know I'm bouncing around here a little bit, but again, I'm having a good time sitting by myself, just getting that fresh air into my body, sitting in the bright sunlight, going through all my eBay stuff and, trying to reinvent myself on eBay and all that kind of thing. Many of you have responded in kind, and I thank you for that. So let's see what happens. I think I did about 30 listings or 40 listings, something like that. I don't remember. I've been doing it at random intervals and stuff like that to kind of space the listings out, because I don't want to have auctions piled up on top of one another, because there might be one person that wants to buy like 40 cards and they're like, doing all this kind of thing on their phone and switching behind listings. So I'm trying to space them out a little bit as much as I can. So go check that out. The link is in the description box of every video and short that I upload here on YouTube. I am definitely going to be going to bed early. Well, now after drinking this Monster and seeing what time it is, it's not even 8:30 yet. I'll be fine. I'm going to be wired. I'm going to die. God, don't you love internet assholes? Anyway, thank you so much, people, for supporting the channel, supporting me and each other in the various hobbies: Transformers, Pokemon, TCG, Roblox, sneaker collecting, hat collecting, jersey collecting, whatever you're into, man. The hobbies can really take us away from all this nonsense, and I really enjoy it. And I'm kind of, finding myself again by, just focusing on this and sitting outside and taking in that wonderful, wonderful air. And let's see where this goes, folks. So go check it out. Click the link in the description box if you haven't done so already. Take you right to my eBay store. And we'll take it from there. Anyway, everybody, I find myself repeating myself like a broken record. Record. Good night, folks. Take care. I clearly need a break. See you around.